Okay, Year 10, welcome along to this video tutorial on how to conduct your theory work for the next 2 weeks of online learning. So as you can see, the document that I am currently on and which is shared with you is the Graphic Products Theory week by week plan. Now this document is essentially a hyperdoc, so all of the topics you can see listed here, all 9 topics, will be included in the end of year exam. So when you click on one of the links, so for example, I'm going to click on enlarging and reducing, the first topic. I'm going to click on the lesson slide resource. That will pop up now in just a second, and that will then bring you to a presentation. That presentation has got objectives, it's got examples of the type of work that you can do, and it's also got some exam questions as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the original hyperdoc. Now each topic has a lesson slide, and it also has worksheets, and most of them have video links as well. So you have the flexibility over the next 2 weeks to go and use this hyperdoc, which will be shared as part of the assignment post, and basically work through these topics, try and get as many of them covered as you possibly can. There's no pressure to cover them all, but what I would like you to do is I would like you to cover as many as you possibly can, and focus on the ones where you think you need to focus on. Maybe some stuff will be new material we haven't covered. You might want to have a look at that. And of course you can email me, ask me questions about anything that you're unsure on. Most of it we have actually covered, so you can use this now as a consolidation task. I'm also going to share a folder with you, which is called Paper 2 Graphic Products, or Part 2 Graphic Products. Now in that folder, as you can see, I've got the folder content in front of me now. You have seen some of these presentations before, but it's got exam questions and techniques. I'm just going to click on IGCSE past exams, and I'm going to have a look through that presentation now with you guys. I'm just going to put it on full present so you can see. So you can see on this particular presentation, it has all of the topics that you need to learn and that are included on paper 2. And it also has specific exam questions for each of those. So here's your table of contents, and then they're broken down. Number 1, rendering, for example, so there's a rendering question. Number 2, thick and thin lines. Number 3, drawing net developments, and so on and so forth. Now again, my advice here would be to focus on stuff that you're a little bit unsure about, you're not as confident with, and to practice. So once you've gone through the theory slides, you should definitely have a go at practicing some of these questions. There are also some theory questions as well. Now most of paper 2 is actually focused on your drawing ability, but you do also have to answer theoretical questions, and we have snipped these theoretical questions in here for you to have a look at as well. And you can see that the questions are shared, but so are the model answers. So have a go, have a read through them, have a go doing those questions, and see how you get on. They're broken down into different topics such as ergonomics and anthropometrics, sustainability, adhesives and fittings, smart and modern materials, and so on. These tend to be the type of topics that you are questioned on paper 2. Historically, these are the ones that have come up the most regularly. I'm now going to go back into that folder, and I am going to click on paper 2 revision. There's a presentation here which we created for last year's Year 11 group, which you can have a look at as well. So I'll just present that now as well. So it gives you a breakdown of exactly what is to be included on paper 2. How paper 2 is breaking down in terms of the mark scheme, and kind of more or less what you're expected to do and what you're expected to learn. So it's an additional presentation for you there. and it gives you, this actually models one specific paper, and it gives you pointers on each question and also how to break down that question as well. It also provides you with the model mark scheme for that question. Okay, so going back to the original hyperdoc now, I'm going to conclude this video by saying to you that I'm expecting you to spend at least the required 80 minutes a week doing some theory over the next 2 weeks. Hopefully you'll spend a bit of additional time as well on your theory, but this is a good opportunity now to essentially start planning for your end of year exams and what is going to be included on those end of year exams and what you need to learn. As you can see, we're specifically focusing at this moment around the skill-based stuff on paper 2, and that's what we want you to learn. That's the most important stuff to learn at this moment in time. Paper 1 is more closely related to project work. So spend your time wisely over the next 2 weeks. Make sure you make the most of it. I'm doing it this way so you have a bit more flexibility, and of course you can always email me or you can always come back to me with questions at any time, and I will always try my best to help you with it. Thank you for listening.